Coming up on Current OC.
This week, we have a special episode featuring Black History Month.
Plus, we take a look at the new documentary about African-American vocal performer Marian Anderson.
All this and more, it all starts now in this very special edition of the Current OC.
From the OC TV studios along 6th and Atlantic, Raider Nation's leading news magazine starts now in high definition. This is Current OC.
Welcome back, students and staff. I'm Mac Young.
And I'm Taylor Wade.
Today we honor Black History Month. We do so by offering stories about African Americans who have contributed to our society and American culture.
We also take a look at the origins of the actual month and how it became a part of our annual celebration of African American history. The month of February is designated to commemorate and celebrate African American history. What many of us may not know is how and when the event began. Our own Donnie Argo has more.
In the year of 1976, February had been declared a month of celebration of African American history, widely known as Black History Month. We've all heard of the big historical figures leading up to this celebration, such as Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, and Martin Luther King Jr., along with some of today's role models, such as Oprah Winfrey and the Obamas. While Aretha Franklin, Louis Armstrong, and Marvin Gaye were ruling the stage, faces like Jackie Robinson and Muhammad Ali were changing the game. But now that February is here, we need to look deeper into history and recognize the important faces behind Black History Month and how it became a national celebration in America, along with 4 other countries. So what about the people you've never heard of? One of the biggest misconceptions of Black History Month is that February is viewed as a time to honor African American historical figures who brought themselves to freedom. And as much as that is true, Black History Month is also a time for African Americans to appreciate, be proud of, and honor the things they can do because of this freedom. Such as Dr. Mae Jemison, who was an American engineer, physician, and former NASA astronaut. She was also the first Black woman to travel in space. And William Henderson Graham, who was the first African-American comics artist best known for his work on the Marvel Comics series, Luke Cage's Hero for Hire and the Black Panther. Macon B. Allen, who was America's first Black lawyer, Susie King Taylor, who was the first Black teacher, and Thurgood Marshall, the first Black judge. And others such as Haiti McDaniel, who was the first to win an Oscar for the Best Supporting Actress category in 1939 for Gone with the Wind, or even Ruby Bridges Hall, known for being the first Black child to attend an all-white elementary school in the South. It's time to celebrate the African Americans who achieved their own goals musically, athletically, educationally, and mentally. Black History Month began half a century after the 13th Amendment abolished slavery in the United States. That September, Harvard-trained historian Carter G. Woodson and the prominent minister Jesse E. Moreland founded an organization dedicated to researching and promoting achievements by African Americans. This group sponsored the second week of February to coincide with birthdays of Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass. The event inspired schools and communities nationwide to organize local celebrations, establish history clubs, and host performances and lectures. During the month of February, Black lives are celebrated in well-deserved respect, encouraging the young African Americans in today's society to not only remember history, but to make it. This has been Donnie Argo reporting for the Current OC.
Music is an integral part of our culture, and Marian Anderson made music her entire life. Max Fisher takes an interesting look at how a locally produced feature documentary film about how Miss Anderson made a historical impact upon our society with her gift of song.
We are grateful to Miss Marian Anderson for coming here to sing to us today.
On April 9th, 1939, Marian Anderson shocked the nation with an extraordinary performance from the stairs of the Lincoln Memorial. And on February 6, 2020, Bill Nicoletti, local editor, producer, and director, shared his work, which dives deep into the life and achievements of the great Marian Anderson.
I am an editor by trade. That's how I started in this industry. And from an editor, I became a producer. And the progression from that for me was a director. So really, for me as a director who produces, having an editing background, I look at everything that I'm doing. I've been around Philadelphia music pretty much a lot of my adult professional life, and being from Philly and being in the music industry, I've picked up bits and pieces of Marian Anderson's story. It just so happened that I was at a scholarship event in her name, and at this event they started to really talk about Marian Anderson, and the more I learned about her, the more I was interested in learning about her. And so along with telling Marian's story, I felt there was a void, and it was really a mystery to me as to why her story had never been told. And I look at so many artists today, especially African-American artists, women, who Marian Anderson paved the road for. So I really wanted to tell the story to young people and really let them see how important Marian Anderson was to the people that they like listening to today. So I wanted to appeal to a younger audience on up.
For years, Marian Anderson fought alongside the United Nations Human Rights Committee while supporting African American and women's rights. As a singer, Marian Anderson changed the way all artists are viewed from that point forward.
You lose a lot of time hating people. If you have a purpose in which you can believe, there's no end to the amount of things you can accomplish. When I sing, I don't want them to see that my face is black. I don't want them to see that my face is white. I want them to see my soul, and that is colorless.
This has been Max Fisher reporting for the Current OC.
Wow, Taylor, the weather has been crazy. One day it's super cold and the next day it's super mild. What the heck is going on with our weather?
Well, I don't know, Mac, but maybe Cameron can help us figure out what will be coming our way. Well, Cameron, will it be hot or cold this week?
Well, first to start off with, there are no clouds whatsoever, so we are good there. However, there is a sad thing. Yes, it is almost freezing point, 33 degrees. However, there are also winds that could also make it colder, so it's pretty bad. Yes, I know, it's bad. Also, what's also bad is that it's going to be in mid-40s everywhere. Everywhere, I say. North, south, east, west, everywhere. Trust me, it's going to be very, very cold. However, there will be some sun that could possibly make it warmer. However, I recommend jackets, even hats and gloves if you need it.
Well, that will do it for us on this edition of the Current OC.
Remember to log on and catch all of our shows and additional content by visiting oc-tv.org.
We're also on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at OCNJTV, so be sure to like our page and follow us there too.
And as always, thanks for watching.